Another day in another practice officially in the books for the New England Patriots. Today was a very interesting one. Drake Maye probably had one of his best practices overall until the last drill or last team portion of practice. We're going to break down everything from the guys who look good, the standouts, to also some guys who weren't at practice as well. We're going to keep you guys updated through it all. Before we jump to the video and break down the news, notes, highlights, observations from another training camp practice for the New England Patriots, I need you guys to do me a favor and go give a follow to all of the Patriots media members out there, because guys, without them, these videos are not possible to make, one, and two, I guarantee you, if you follow them, you will not regret it. Patriots CLNS, guys, those are the best clips I have seen, and there's also so many other people who post them as well, so go give them a follow on X right now before you do anything else. But with that being said, let's dive into the video and talk about today's practice. So first and foremost, let's talk about the players who weren't able to practice today. And the long list, or there is a long list: Christian Barmore, Jaheim Bell, Kendrick Bourne, Okorafor, Calvin Anderson, Cole Strange, Jake Andrews, Marcus Jones, Joshua Bledsoe, Sion Takitaki, Marte Mapu, and Tyquan Thornton. Now, the majority of those players were there, just not in full pads. So keep that in mind as we talk about any of the day or any of the starters, anyone that got starter reps. Keep that in mind. Those are the guys who were out of practice. Now, with the starting line and walkthroughs, we had Wallace, we had Onwenu, we had Andrews, Sidiso, and Lowe at right tackle as well. Now, obviously, they're going to start to shuffle these tackles with their two starters being, or, two of their main guys being out with Calvin Anderson and Okorafor as well. Like we said, Vidarian Lowe and Caden Wallace were your two tackles in today's practice. We also saw some younger guys get some snaps as well. Matt Judon was once again here at practice, getting a couple of big-time run stuffs during 11-on-11s. We also saw a huge run from Antonio Gibson behind David Andrews, Onwenu, and Caden Wallace to the left side, which was massive. Now, during the initial 11-on-11s, it was a very run-heavy portion. The defense came out winning a couple of those reps. I think 2 out of 8 of the plays were just completely blown up in the backfield. Now, overall, I believe they only threw 3 total passes. Brissett was 1 of 1. Drake Maye did not pass at all, and Zappe was 2 of 2. Brissett hit backup tight end Mitchell Wilcox on a deep crossing route, and then Drake Maye basically was sacked right away. Zappe hit a check down and then a quick wide receiver screen, but overall, the 11-on-11 portion looked pretty good. Dietrich Wise looked really good. Got to the quarterback, Drake Maye, really quickly, what would have been a sack. So that was good to see. And then they kind of went to a new kind of look 11-on-11 portion where Drake Maye had Demario Douglas on a bootleg. Armon Watts was another defensive lineman who looked good today. He was with his second team, and he blew up a run right away. So Armon Watts, one of those guys they picked up during the offseason, has been starting to stand out over the last couple of practices. And, I almost think he's a lock to make this team as of right now. Now, during the 11-on-11s, they were on 2 different fields. So one field had Jacoby Brissett and Drake Maye. The other field had Bailey Zappe and Joe Milton. During those portions, Ramondre Stevenson had a massive run up the right side, so that was good to see. We also saw wide receivers with Brissett and Maye were Jalen Reagor, Jalen Polk, Demario Douglas, Javon Baker, and KJ Osborne. Then the wide receivers with Zappe were Keyshawn Butte, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jaquan Jackson, Kawan Baker, and David Wallace. So obviously, you can kind of see where the wide receivers are looking at right now in terms of, who's high and who's not on the depth chart, right? So obviously your top ones are Reagor, Polk, Douglas, Javon Baker, KJ Osborne, and Tyquan Thornton. And the guys on the outside looking in include Juju Smith and Keyshawn Butte, at least as of right now. So I guess that's a big telltale sign that Juju could be on his way out. Now, before we get any further into the video, we still have so much to talk about, guys. Do me a big favor, hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Guys, it is free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and we will be covering the Patriots throughout every single day of training camp practice, 1. And 2, we're going to be live streaming Patriots games on my Twitch. Guys, come watch the games with me. It is fun. We break down the film together. We watch the game together. We do everything, right? So go check out my Twitch. You'll find the link in the description below, or you can find it at Matty Dubs with 3 S's. Let's go, man. I cannot wait. For what, Friday? Do we play Friday or Thursday? I don't know. Whenever we do, though, just know we'll be live watching Drake Maye, watching some of the younger guys get through it, man. I'm excited to see Tyquan Thornton. And we're also going to be breaking down film on this channel, whether it be regular season, preseason, everything. We got you guys covered. So join the family if you haven't already done so. With that being said, let's dive right back into the middle, or into the video. I don't know, whatever. Video is what I meant to say. So now we had some 2-minute drills. Brissett was 3 of 4, caught or threw 2 passes to Hunter Henry, and then his final pass was actually intercepted in the red zone. Drake Maye was 2 of 4, did have a drop and a throwaway as well. Chad Ryland finished with a 50-yard field goal, which he did make. Jalen Polk had a diving catch on a comeback row from Drake Maye during 2-minute drill. It put the ball perfectly outside of reach of Marcellus Dial in coverage. Bailey Zappi was the 3rd quarterback during team drills today. He didn't take any in yesterday's practice, so definitely got some today. Brissett 5 of 7, throw 11 on 11s. He did have an interception. Drake Maye was 2 of 6, a sack, and 2 drops as well. Zappi went 2 of 2, and no reps for Milton in that specific area. We also had more 11-on-11s, 2 short periods with 3 or 4 snaps for Jacoby Brissett and Maye. Then a simulated 2-minute drill. Brissett was 3 of 5, did have an interception. Drake Maye was 2 of 4, did have 2 sacks as well. And then Hunter Henry had 2 big games in that portion of practice as well. Now going even further into practice, this is kind of when the quarterback started to really heat up here. Drake Maye had a beautiful one on a corner route to Javon Baker. That was, guys, probably one of his best throws of camp so far was to Javon Baker there. We also saw Drake Maye connect with Jalen Polk on an out route. Another beautiful throw by Drake Maye. We also found Jalen Polk once again in the middle of the end zone for a touchdown. Another big time throw by Drake Maye. You could tell Drake Maye really started to figure it out later on in practice. So definitely like to see that. Alex Austin came up with an interception on Jacoby Brissett in the low red zone, but they did say that it potentially could have been a grab or a hold on Austin Hooper during that drill as well. So very, very interesting practice today. Joe Milton had some good throws. One to Juju Smith in the end zone. Beautiful throw. Incomplete, right? The reason being, Juju just couldn't hang on. We also had one to Kayshon Boutte, right? Joe Milton had a nice little laser to Kayshon Boutte. Ended up doing a backflip in the end zone as well. So that was interesting to see. But overall, I thought today was a very, very good practice. I thought Drake Maye looked really good, really sharp during some specific areas. And we're going to see him continue to get better and better as time goes on. The last portion of practice was really bad, though. It was bad. The second team offense didn't really do much. It was a throwaway, an incomplete overthrow to Javon Baker. Juju Smith, slipped over the middle for another incompletion. And then Tristan Hill bats down the 4th ball at the line of scrimmage. So Drake Maye was 0 for 4. So it was a tough ending to that practice. But overall, I thought Drake Maye had a really good overall practice. I thought he was more decisive. I thought he went through his reads, going through his progressions. I thought Drake Maye did do a really good job just getting better, feeling more comfortable, and getting more acclimated in this system. So if you ask me, I thought it was a good practice for the guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. Make sure you follow my Twitch, be there for the Patriots preseason game, and I'll see you guys then. Peace.